Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the OBDwiz software on your computer to be able to log data. It's a very simple software that's easy to use, easy to learn, and it does a great job of logging your OBD2 data from your vehicle. So first I'll show you where to get the software. You go to their website, which is obdsoftware.net. Click on this drop-down menu and go to OBDwiz, and then download it right here. It brings up several options. We just want to download the main software. You can buy these add-ons if you want to, but you can download this software and run it and install it. Once you have it installed, you'll open the software by clicking on that icon. And because I've already set mine up and connected, it's trying to automatically connect to my vehicle. I'm not in the vehicle, so it won't do that right now. But you would come up here and you can see that we are on the connection tab under settings. And so we have the chance to choose whether we're using a USB cable, and you will need to have an OBD-Link device, either the USB cable or their Bluetooth device. It has to be one of their devices to work with this software. The software is free, but the device is not, and you can buy them on Amazon.com. So I currently have this Bluetooth device, and I've already gone into my settings in my computer and paired the Bluetooth device with my laptop, and so it's right here. And if I was sitting in my vehicle and near to this device, I could hit connect right here, and I would see it first connect to the device, which would turn this green, and then to the ECU in the vehicle, which would turn this green. And once those are connected, I'll see down in my lower right hand corner, I'll see an update rate where it shows me how many PIDs per second are being communicated between my vehicle and the software. Okay, so also in settings, I come over here to the PID monitor tab. Make sure that I've got my dwell time set on the lowest possible setting. If I want to pick up data at the highest possible rate, I want to do that. I want to check these boxes. And I'll come to PID setup just to explain this. In PID setup, this determines the frequency of the updates of the PIDs in the vehicle. And so if I'm watching my live data PIDs, for example, if I have a priority of 1, it will check those PIDs and update them more often than if I have a priority of 20 or something else. So for example, if I come over here to engine coolant temperature, maybe I don't need to update that PID quite as often because it's not changing rapidly, so I could set that priority at 20. Otherwise, I'll leave all of these at 1, or I can put all of them at 1 if I want them all to update quickly. One more thing that you need to do here is come up here to the Tools tab, go to Preferences, and to Units. Now by default, all of these units I think are pretty good. I can't remember what the default units are, but you should set them up like this. The only one that by default I don't like is airflow. It needs to be changed to grams per second. That way we can calculate a lot of our calculations more easily. So set that one to grams per second, hit OK, and then we'll come back over here and we'll go down the side. So down this side, the first thing I have is Diagnostics. This is where I would see my PIDs, my DTCs, my freeze frames, and things like that if I was connected to the vehicle and reading data. This is where I would see my OBD2 monitor status, see if the monitors have run and passed. Dashboards, I've never really used this one, but I guess it's kind of cool if you like to see some of your data displayed in this way. But here at Logs, this is one that I use a lot. I like to log the data because I can store it and record it and go back and look at it later and analyze it. So I don't use the graphing or strip charts very often, but here at data logging, I'll come to this page, and this is where I set this up. I can set this up to record a CSV recording that I can open up in Excel, or I can set this to record in a format that I can open up and play back in this software. And again, I've never done that. I like the CSV recording. I want to set this so that it triggers on a PID frame, and I want the sample time to be as low as possible, and I want the time format in seconds. Right here I can choose where I'd like it to save my logs when it creates a data log. So I've created a folder on my desktop called OBD2 Data Logs 2, and it automatically puts those logs into that folder whenever I save one. And then down here I can choose the PIDs that I'm going to be logging. So this is my list of PIDs. If I want to remove one of these, I would highlight it and click the red X. If I wanted to add another PID to that list, I would come down here through my list, I've got quite a list here. I would select the PID that I wanted, and I would add it to my list. Now, not every vehicle has every one of these PIDs. If you have your software connected to the vehicle, it can help you identify which PIDs you actually have on your car. I tend to not want to use these fuel PIDs because these are just calculated PIDs that the software figures out for me, and I would rather take the raw SAE PIDs and get that data and calculate things myself. Now, one more thing that you should know before you log your data is once I've connected to the vehicle, and again I do that by going back to settings and connection and hit connect. And one thing that you'll notice that's a little bit counterintuitive is when I hit record, like I am now, there isn't a stop button. In order to stop it, you need to hit this record button again. That stops it and also immediately generates a data log and saves it in my folder. So you'll use this record button to start and stop your data logs. It's that simple. As soon as you're done, you go find this folder right here. So my folder is right here. These are data logs that I generated just a few minutes ago when I hit that record button. So that is how you set up and use the OBDwiz software to log your data.